Rabotai, we are continuing with Halachot Shabbat, page 74. Is it Bechavod Arijon? Arijon 74. Bechon Asbor Kapatom.
Я же вам отдал их, вы чуть-чуть запамятовали. Нет, заказал.
74. Bechavod. Is it permissible
to untie or cut with the knife the knot on a roasted bird on Shabbat? And what is the reasoning behind this ruling?
Yeah, you got it?
Roasted bird?
Bird, like chicken and stuff like that. Bechon.
Нитка, да, там есть?
A person made chicken stuffed with rice. Stuffed with rice. Before Shabbat, he stitched it. Yaakov, Shabbat morning, he wants to unstitch it. Can he do this on Shabbat?
Yes, right now, no, it's not the same.
Pocket?
No.
Not allowed to unstitch.
Yes.
Когда
Why the chicken you allowed to unstitch?
food же это,
Chicken to eat right now. But Johnny wants to
the food you could do, no problem.
So read the answer.
It is permissible to untie a knot of a roasted bird or to cut it with the knife, as it a knot that is not permanent and is intended to be untied at the time of eating, similar to breaking nuts to extract the food within them.
Very good. So, Nevi, what do we say? Allowed or no? Allowed. What's the reason? It says Ravadia is considered to be like a cover for the food. Can I peel on Shabbat, do borer, separate the bed out of the good in order to eat the food? Allowed or no?
Да, семечко, ну.
The bed, you have a peel. You separate the bed in order to eat the inside. Allowed or no? Borer.
No, it's not boring.
Why not? You bed out of the good.
Because that's how you eat. That's how you get.
That's how you eat. So the word "that's how you eat" bypass the problem of melacha when it comes to food. So says Ravadia, the same thing concept will apply to food over here. We're not allowed to tie, we're not allowed to untie, but when it comes to food, the melacha falls away, goes away, because that's derech achila. Remember, maybe you understood? Derech achila. Very good. Number 2.
Under what circumstances is carrying prohibited on Shabbat, particularly regarding fixing to a measure or making a utensil?
Right.
There is no prohibition to cut unless one is fixing it to a measure of making a utensil.
Or making a utensil.
Or making a utensil.
Bechor, you're not allowed on Shabbat to cut only whenever it's specific measurement or when you're making something new. Your pocket over here, you have stitches. Can you open it on Shabbat?
Нет,
You're cutting it. Why no?
потому что это как уже карман.
Because now you're making karman, you're making a pocket. I'm making a pocket on Shabbat first time. Asur. Bechor, I have a toilet paper. Can I cut the toilet paper on Shabbat? Bishinui, regular. I have bounty. I want to wipe the table with. Amir John, can I cut the
А там же как весел?
Bounty?
Нету весел.
Doesn't matter. You're cutting a measurement. You say, I want 1 square. I want 2 squares. You say a certain number. You cut in the middle of something else. But if you're not cutting in the middle, you're cutting by the line, you're cutting a certain measurement. That's when the cutting is a problem. Says Ravadi, when you have the stuffed chicken zashilivo, with rice and whatever you put inside. You take a knife on Shabbat, you cut it. Oh, you're cutting Shabbat. Says Ravadi, that's not a problem of cutting. Why? Because I'm not cutting to make a vessel. That's already a vessel. Я этот сосуд не сделал сейчас, что я его оторвал, я засушу сосуд. Он уже был сосуд. And also, сосуд, I don't eat. The vessel, I don't eat. The chicken, I'm eating. That's called the way of eating. Derech achila. If you stuck to a situation, abnormal way, you're allowed to. Abnormal way. The toilet paper, the potato paper, bounty paper, stuff like that. But regular way, not allowed to. I ate a chicken that is stitched. You're allowed to cut it the regular way. Parchasher, Rabbi? The answer is here, I don't cut a measurement. I don't cut to make a vessel. Got it?
What is the problem of ripping?
Problem of?
Ripping.
That's what we said.
On Shabbat, they rip something out of a newspaper to share with someone else, something right to Is that allowed or not?
The read what? Certain page
Yeah.
from the newspaper.
Yeah.
So that's a problem of cutting. A problem of cutting. But the question, did they cut it on a certain measurement or did they cut whatever it is? Did they cut it regularly? Did they cut it abnormally?
This is
Caesar. Oh, that's already a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Alright, they didn't know. Teach them next time. Okay, next, number 3.
Is it
Bechor
permissible?
zip ties. Are you allowed to use zip ties on Shabbat? Пластмассовые такое есть зубики? Can you cut with this on use it on Shabbat? Why are you allowed to? It's very strong knot.
It's a latch.
You're not connecting them.
Temporary.
It's a latch.
That's not the answer, Bechor.
It's a latch, not a tie.
That's not because temporary. Rather because, tell
It's
us,
a latch.
it's a latch.
Not a knot.
Как you say in Russian latch?
Там зубики.
Кроме зубики там это есть. Latch на русском как будет? На двери это есть. Крючок, не крючок, как?
Это,
No.
язычок.
Язычок. That's the word. Язычок. So because there is язычок, it's not, you're not going around and tying it.
Да, просто останавливается.
It's just you close the door. You have over there the latch. Something that you're latching together is not considered to be tying. Not so if Bechor, Rosie Sukkot, sitting outside and he sees the schach can fly away. He says over there, I didn't put enough zip ties.
Yom Tov?
Shabbat Yom Tov.
It's already moved.
He's not moving the schach. He's
Allah.
tying with the zip tie the schach to the planks, to the wood planks. Mutar or no, Bechor? Why mutar, Jesse?
You're enforcing.
This is
You are doing it for a long time, for more than a week,
It's a latch.
It's not a tie.
because it's not a tie. Even though it's called zip tie, it's not a tie. It's only latching.
Да.
You said it.
Everything else, it's only
Jesse, למה אתה שם קרוב? קרוב אדוני לכל קוראיו, לכל אשר יקראו
באמת.
באמת. חיימו? וואי. I love this. Gym, huh? Good results from the gym. Why.
Понимаю, это на дойрай.
It's big from the Dora? Shmuel, this is from the Dora?
I don't know.
Oh, you play that, yeah?
Щукак.
He plays very beautiful Dora.
Bring here.
Ba, 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 bam,
After
ba, ba, ba,
shiur,
bam.
before and after shiur, give us some music.
А где дойра?
you have in the car?
Habibi, Dora comes with $100 stick on the forehead. He's gonna bring Dora, he's gonna bring the 100.
It's okay, we put it on Rabbi Neria's the top.
Okay? Yalla, next, 76. We did 76. We're up on 77. Bechor, Shabbat, are you allowed to twist tzitzit strings? Twist it.
Yes. No.
Hamish Chapa. How? Yes, yesterday we learned no. Bechor?
He was eating French fries. He was twisting the
I
French
was
fries.
joking. Bechor, allowed or no? What is that called? Potel havalim. Remember yesterday we learned twisting ropes. Asu. You have a bread. The bread has a bag. Bag has a metal twist tie. Shabbat, you allowed to twist it? Why is this mutar? You just said talit not allowed to. Why is this you say allowed to?
You have to open the bag to eat the bread.
So what?
It's not the top of the type you're talking about of the
Лафан.
канат. Это не канат. Это просто tie it up.
You're saying, but you're not finishing. You're saying good answer, but finish it to the end. What we said? We said that twisting is only a problem when your intention is to twist. Whenever you put the bag inside the bread, you're not intending to the twist. You're intending for the food to stay in the bag.
Yes.
Remember that? When,
Пальцем вот завязывай, иногда вот сидишь, вот, чистый там пальцем, вот шаббат. Можно вот так завязывать, как играешь, как
good question, Yaakov. We learned that a person is not allowed to move on Shabbat things unnecessary. Even tarilka. I just want to move the plate from here to there. Or spoon. You know, sometimes people play with a spoon, with a fork. They're shaking it like that. Problem was that you're not allowed to move kli shemelachto leheter for that without a valid reason. If you have a reason of nervus pakait, no, calm down. You're very nervous. What do you call it? Calm down. Okay, you can do because that's considered to be a valid reason. But if it's not for that reason, asu.
Больному можно, здоровому не.
Exactly. Person that has nervous problem, not because of tight. There's another problem called moving for no reason. On Shabbat, moving for no reason, asu. People moving their chairs, people move the tables, people move forks, spoons.
There's always a reason behind the rock.
If he does it not in order to calm down himself, not allowed to. No, for example, playing is not a reason. Person just wants to play, that's not a reason. It's not a valid reason. Valid reason has to be something that is a bigger necessity. Such as a person that is nervous, chas v'shalom, and needs to calm down. So he's playing with something. No, асур д'рабанан.
значит нельзя.
Смотря на человека, как Бехор сказал, человек, который у него есть боль какая-то, что-то у него мешает, he can do. But a person that is healthy, Baruch Hashem, у него ни боль, ни мешает ничего, he should not move things on Shabbat unnecessary. Памятим? Very good. Next.
Вы уже ответили.
Да, we did that.
Главное, что там.
Bechor, can you put shoelaces, new shoelaces, in new shoes? Rosh Shabbat.
Старая обувь, новые лестницы. Новая обувь, но новые лестницы.
Allowed or no? Not allowed. Very good. Why not?
Shoelaces?
You're not allowed to put. Remember, Bechor bought
the new
shoes
one, yeah.
that says Mashiach is here.
No, but you said nowadays it's okay because of there's no poking. So it's already.
Bechor wants to put the shoelaces inside his new shoes that says Mashiach is here. Go with them on Shabbat. Show everybody, Rabotai, Mashiach came. Bechor, can you wear those shoes on Shabbat, putting the shoelaces for the first time on Shabbat?
No,
Theoretically, no.
Why
but-
not? Bechor, why not?
because this is not use shoes. And this is not use. You using now, right now, you're also.
For the first time.
First time. If shoes already old, you bring new shoelaces, mutar.
Very good. Bechor, nowadays it's also asur or no? Remember, nowadays we have a different situation that they had back in the day.
Yes.
What's the situation different? Yosef, what do we have different nowadays?
Сегодня как крючки.
Very good. Today we have metal rings on the holes. Back in the day there was no such a thing. So because you have metal rings, we said it's designated to be placed in and out in an easier way.
Yes.
Since it's an easier way, says Rav Ovadia Yosef, whoever wants to put on Shabbat for the first time, he has whom to rely on. Yesh al mi lismoch. Nowadays, allowed or no?
Yes. Machok.
You have whom
Leniency.
to rely on. Better not to do it. But if you forgot and you have metal rings, even if it's the first time brand new shoe, allowed. You have whom to rely on. Yesh al mi lismoch. Got it?
Yes.
Very good. Number 78, number 2. Chavod, Arjun, read. What do?
What do the Shulchan Aruch and Rema say about replacing shoe straps?
Yeah, read.
Maran in the Shulchan Aruch, Orach Chaim 317, paragraph 2. Rule that if the strap of a shoe have slipped out, it is permissible to put them back in place.
Very good.
The Rama commented on this, specifying that this is only in a matter that allows for their replacement without difficulty. this is in line with that
He said in Shabbat 48a,
where Rav
Chizda.
So someone
retreading.
reading the loops of a sack. Though it's mentioned that this applies to all items but not to new ones. Rashi explains that new means they were never inside before, and now making them into a utensil is prohibited. In the case of making a utensil, it is prohibited.
You hear? So the problem is because making it for the first time on Shabbat. Due to makeh bepatish. Makeh bepatish. Final touch. Remember we spoke about this. Bechor, you remember final touch? We spoke about this?
Yeah.
Very good. But here, where it is not made unusable and is meant for frequent insertion and removal. Yeah, but here I should say in the metal rings. But when there are metal rings around the holes, where it is not made unusable and is meant for frequent insertion and removal, it is obviously permitted even with new items. The Taz commented on this, questioning the necessity of stating that it is not made unusable, since this would imply that if one intend to leave it permanently, it would be prohibited. It seems there is no prohibition even in this case, as there is no formation of a permanent knot either in a belt or trousers. He added that it is prohibited to put straps in new shoes because it is constitutes making a utensil. כן, מתקן כלי, making a כלי. כלי. Oh. And the same applies to a belt in trousers, specifically in the case of a strap that one intends to leave there permanently. It is prohibited, but an item designed for frequent insertion and removal, even in new item, it is allowed. An old shoe in which a new lace that wasn't there before is inserted is prohibited. The Taz holds. According to the Taz. The Mishnah Berurah ruled accordingly, stating that a new strap that wasn't in the shoe from the beginning is prohibited, as it considered to be making a keli. Okay, so whenever Rav Ovadia Yosef doesn't hold of the Mishnah Berurah, Bechor, Mishnah Berurah doesn't allow it to you. Chafetz Chaim Mishnah Berurah, he said you're not allowed to put new shoelaces inside old shoes. Mumkin. Israel John. Why not? Because you're making these shoelaces work for the first time. Asu. Bechor, what's the names? Quickly. Bechor. Ой-ой-ой.
Большие пишите буквами, понятно.
Okay.
Авром.
Avraham. Avraham. Okay. Sivyo. Okay. Netan. Elia. Hanan. Yeho. Yoshua is with two vavs or no? Who knows?
I don't know.
יהושע זה רב אחד.
יהושע.
Shu. Bechor.
Leo living.
Yoshua. Which vav, Jesse, in Yoshua? First one?
Sure.
Yud, hey, then vav. Yoshua, patongcho.
Leo Levi. Leo
Leo.
Levi.
Leo. Leo или Leo?
Лио.
Я чала, что за имена такие? Лео. Леви? Окей.
Габриэл.
Что, вся ваша семья, что ли?
Гавриэля, что?
Саманта Сара.
Гавриэля?
Саманта?
Why can't we write this after Shu?
Yeah, we finished.
You finish with Shu?
Гавриэля. Гавриэля, потом что?
Саманта Сара.
It's the same one? One lady has three names?
No, это different.
Ah, Cimenta? Cimenta?
Семента. Саманта.
Cementa?
Саманта Сара.
Samanta
Сара.
Sara.
Who else?
Все, Бехо?
Соня Сара.
Все? Соня, last one, yeah? Соня,
А это
Са...
Светочка.
Right.
На первый.
А Севё.
Все.
Передайте, пожалуйста, сумочку вместе.
It's beautiful pen, Bechor. Where'd you get this from?
From Rabbi.
Это
It's
подарок.
nice. Nice pen. Нельзя это говорить. Нельзя. Don't say that. Asur to say that.
Чего он сказал?
Disrespect the Chacham. You know, Elazar, the son of Rabbi Shimon Bechor, 20 years was buried in the etat, in the attic. After 20 years, a worm came out of his ear. Bechor, remember why? Because he heard somebody is saying bad words to Chacham, and he stayed quiet. He didn't even say that. He just heard. And came out a worm to eat his ear.
Яаков зовут.
Okay, he'll write for you, Yaakov. Write for him in Hebrew, Yaakov. Yeah. Okay? Okay, so it says Avadi number 3. However, the author of Torah Shabbat, wrote that Eliyahu Rabbah said that it is prohibited to insert a new strap into an old shoe does not seem correct to me, because making a utensil is not because of the strap, since it is already prepared for this. The new lace has the status of a utensil even according to the letters of the law. And standard lace is woven and it becomes impure with any amount as stated in Shabbat. It is proven that it is a status of a kli already. Therefore, when inserting a lace into the holes of the shoe, it is like combining a utensils with another utensil, which is allowed. It is merely preparing a utensil, similar to Yoredea, that it is permissible to put a hollow reed in a barrel to draw wine, even though through it was never in it before. And we do not prohibit it because of making a utensil. You hear? Rabbi Yosef says, Jesse, that when they take a new shoelace, new, is this thing is a used thing or no? Is it usable or no? Huh? You know, Bechor, I like the idea you asked. Very, very good idea. You know those names that he gave right now over here? He wants to engrave on the cups of Kiddush. For let us say there for other times that every person should have his personal cup. I think it's a very good idea. That a person should do it, because like this, he gives to the Kiddush importance. Every person in the family is important. You know, Bechor, maybe I give you my cups also. Damn
Я сейчас посмотрю, как сделать.
Okay.
Они 2 недели еще отдыхают.
איך יעשו לך את זה עם הלקוס מוכנה?
No, the engrave.
אי אפשר לבפנים?
That's what he said. I don't know.
אי אפשר. הם עושים את זה שזה פתוח, ואז
זה
הם
лучше.
שמים את זה.
Я думаю, вот здесь внизу древень сделать и на тарелочке.
Whatever you, this is up to you, Bechor. I think you should put
сделай.
Outside?
from outside, yeah. So a person says his name, attaches himself to it.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. You know, Hasidim Bechor has closet in the house only for Judaica. Shofar over there, Eta over there, how do you call it? Menorah over there. If they had things from the Holocaust over there, Kiddush cups, Kiddush this, такой very, very expensive stuff. Etrog box, this expensive stuff, just over there. Kids growing up, Bechor, seeing what's important in life. Some people, unfortunately, have tarelka from Madonna. Half-naked women on the pictures. And that's what they put in the vitrine in the house. What the children grow up, what they see?
Вот это
Avodah Zarah, half-naked women. Amir John.
15 minutes.
Why? Guess what? Before you, another person was sitting here. His name is Amir, right here.
Double A battery. There you go.
Maybe that's alcohol. Who knows? Maybe.
He sent me as his replacement.
Yeah. So now, Bechor, listen to this. You have a shoelace.
Робит Рафаэль.
Bechor, he has shoelace. Putting shoelace, new one, never used before, in an old shoes. Making these shoelaces usable for the first time. Shoelace nice, Choyeta. Shnurki. If you're putting it for the first time in the shoes, you're making it usable now?
Но вы его первый раз когда одели, вы можете там чуть-чуть расширить.
No, the shoes are already old.
Okay.
They're already used.
Yes.
I want to change the shoelaces.
No problem.
Why no problem?
То есть,
One rabbi wanted to say not allowed to. One rabbi says why? He says, listen, this shoelace was used before? No. So now you're putting it on the first time in the shoe, you're making it used right now. Asul? Says Avad Yosef, this is wrong. It is mutar. Why Bechor it's allowed? He says, you're not allowed to use for the first time only when the usage makes it a vessel. Before you use that shoelace in the shoes, was that thing a usable item? Or only when you put it in the shoes became a usable item? Could you have used that shoelace in something else? Yeah. I'm not making it only usable when it's attached to the shoe. It's usable even without being attached to the shoe. So therefore it's considered to be like I take a utensil and I take another utensil and I put from two utensils and I make a more easable and usable thing. Example, says Avadia, if right now I have a barrel, Havit, I take this, I open it, and I put a straw inside. They say, hey, was this straw here before? No? Oh, so now you're making the straw usable. What are you going to tell to this guy? What are you talking about? The straw is usable without being placed inside the barrel. It could be used. What? The straw could be used for the drink. That's what I'm saying. It was usable even it's a brand new straw. It's a usable item without you using it or not. Not your usage defines it as a usable item. So therefore, you cannot claim. Say, listen, you're putting this new shoelaces inside the shoes. You're making it right now usable. It's the first time. It's a final touch. Says, oh, we don't say it's final touch or something that is already usable. Final touch is to things that they are not usable, and your usage makes it usable. Example. Let's say, right now, a person has a new pocket. Spoke about this pocket, right? Can I open this pocket on Shabbat for the first time? No, why? Because this was not usable. It was never used before, right? It was stitched up. From day one, it was stitched up. I could not have used the pocket without opening the stitches. Could I use the straw the way it was without doing anything extra to it? Yeah, I don't need to modify it, open it, cut it, do something to it in order to use it, to make it usable. Therefore, it's considered to be usable even without me doing anything to it. Same thing, says Ravadia, the new shoelaces. This new shoelaces was already usable before. My placement inside the shoes doesn't make it a vessel. It was already a vessel. Imagine a person takes a spoon for the first time on Shabbat. He never used it before. Brand new spoon. He took it to the mikveh. He never used it. Can you use it for the first time on Shabbat? Yeah. Hey, final touch. Now you made it usable for the first time. It's already usable. I just use whatever is already usable.
It was already a
No
vessel,
problem.
it's already fine. That's
Therefore, it's no problem. Got it? Same thing. That's the conclusion for the new shoelaces inside the old shoes. Not like Ashkenazim say. Ashkenazim don't allow it. Our Yosef says they are wrong. Bottom line, it is allowed. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Now we're going to the